What do you do when Vlad Tepes is pissed off that his wife's been killed? Well, I don't know what to tell you, but number one, you run for the hills, run for your life. Or, if you are part of a long line of vampire slayers and you have a grief-stricken lord of vampires planning to kill all of humanity, well, you fight him. That is what Trevor Belmont plans on doing. That's right. I am Lord Thaddeus Gray, folks, and I am going to be reviewing Castlevania, the anime series. The style is a little bit different than what I consider most anime. It's actually borders on Western style drawing to an extent, but it is definitely anime. And moving on from that, you're probably going to ask, what exactly does it have to do with anything that I normally would talk about? Well, it involves vampires. That should just be straight enough. It has werewolves, well, kind of werewolf monsters called. There's different types of them. They're called night creatures, which are very interesting in themselves. And believe me, these things don't just look like wolf creatures. They look like anything. Yeah, they can look like anything from a bug man to some type of slime thing. And believe me, they're terrifying. Bat monsters especially. But I'm not going to do too many spoilers on this. I'm just going to let you know this is actually one of the best animated series that I've seen in my life. It is good. Actually, binge watched it last night. And the end, basically the way they wrapped up everything was pretty well done. It was far from flawless. They did a good job. You have an entire hodgepodge of characters. The main one is a guy named Trevor Belmont. He is pretty much, like I said, one among the last, if not the last, of a line of vampire hunters, and they're good at what they do. That is, when he's not getting in trouble and drinking too much. There's Sypha. She is... It's been a while since I've seen season 1, so bear with me on that, but I do know she was part of a tribe or family of scholars. Her knowledge of magic, especially elemental magic, is nothing short of just terrifying. And of course you have Alucard, who is the son of Dracula, and, you know, the woman who got burned at the stake, which just pissed Dracula off, and he's willing to kill everyone. I'm not going to put too many spoilers out there. There are other vampires, mainly Carmilla. Speaking of a crazy bitch, let me tell you. They did a very good job with her. Terrifying. But, like I said, it goes beyond just Dracula, far from it. You're dealing with elements that even include death itself. It's pretty fascinating. I'm not talking about, like, you know, people dying. I'm talking about the Grim Reaper, by the way. A very pissed off Grim Reaper. Yeah. Terrifying stuff. The thing is, it's very realistic. It's kind of realistic to an extent about how people are affected. It's not just people fighting monsters. You see lives warped, ruined. You see, you know, lives created out of hope. I mean, it's a pretty good... I mean, I'm saying the storyline is, like I said, it's far from flawless, but it is good. And the fact is that if you get a chance, sit yourself down and waste several hours of your life watching this series. It is that good. Of course, I have played the games, which it's based on, and those, I might do a review later on, I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, the games, I should say, many games in the levels of the franchise are pretty damn good, and very enjoyable to play. It's a little tedious at times, but that's another story. Moving on. As for this series, it gets to the point pretty quickly. And there are low points and high points, like with any series. It's far from perfect, but it is very good. I'll tell you that now. This is probably one of the few real mainstream type of shows that I may go into. I might go into others, but for the most part, this is probably as mainstream as I might get for a while. But I'm letting you know, if you get a chance, man, really sit down, and I'm warning you now, this ain't for kids. For God's sake, be aware of that. It's on Netflix. Now, if you can get another way, more power to you. But I'm just letting you know, it ain't for kids. There is some sex, nudity, you know, usual adult stuff, a fair bit of cussing, and of course, a lot of violence, a lot of gore. Thank God. Yes. So I'm just letting you know, if you get a chance, and you are grown up and you have a fairly strong stomach for some action and pretty well thought of horror themes, give Castlevania a try. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Also, if you get a chance, hit that like and subscribe to me. I'm getting slowly getting a pretty decent sized following. I'm figuring it's gonna time for me to make that next step. So if you can like, subscribe, share, you know the drill. I'd really appreciate that. And I hope you guys are blessed. You guys be safe.